Good afternoon to you from GLK Academies. We are now in GLK live streams office where we do our interviews, our big sports stars. And as you look at me at the moment, I am very tired. We've been very, very busy doing YouTube, Instagram, loads of one-to-one sessions, gymnastics, football, PE sessions for children on playing fields, social distancing. So we're still really busy. And can't you tell, if you look at my little ringlets, I haven't had a haircut since March. So I need to keep putting these baseball caps on at the moment because I look like I've got a hay bale on my head. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I am going to be answering some questions, what you've sent me. I'll do my best to answer them. I think it'll be a bit of fun. So I'll spend 10 minutes with the next 10 minutes answering these questions, and we'll see how we get on. Here we go.
All right, Mr. Kelly.
I'm very good, thank you.
So, your first question is about your Instagram live feeds.
So my Instagram live feed started way back. So in the second week of March when we went into lockdown, I sat there and I thought to myself, okay, we were very, very kind of, we don't know what to do, because at that time it was very, very sort of like, no one knew what was going to happen, if schools were going to shut, this was going to shut, that was going to shut. And all of a sudden, one day coming back from the schools, and probably our last day, I said, why don't we do a little bit of a chat show and why lockdown's on, and try and get, some chat shows going with sports stars. Now, for me, I only thought we were going to do 2 or 3 weeks. But we are now actually booked up to week 17. We've had World Championship boxers. We've had World Championship footballer freestyles. We've had big Premierships of football stars. We've had cricket players. And we've had we've had world champions. And and for the next 5 weeks, going on from June all the way to sort of like the end of July, we've got even bigger stars, and well, we shouldn't say even bigger stars because they're all good stars. We just keep bringing the big stars out, I meant. So that's how we started. It's been going. We absolutely love it. Me and Harvey, every Wednesday. It's really good fun. It kind of takes it a little bit away from doing all the sport, just actually sitting there and listening to all the stories, what they've come and how they've, and I forgot that lovely little gymnast, Sophia Razman, who was absolutely amazing. Sophia Razman, she was brilliant. So, but what I'm saying is absolutely brilliant. We love talking, we love listening to a story about how they began and where they're at, and that's why we did it.
And sort of, it was really interesting to see all their stories of how they've got so far in their life, and also it was really funny how when you asked them what they've won, most of them all sort of have forgot their less favourite ones. You know what I mean?
I think the thing with that was a lot of them stars that I've had on so far have been very, very humble, very, very nice people. Like same again, Ivan Toney, absolutely amazing. He's a young lad that's on fire at the moment, banging in goals left, right, and centre. Another humble person. So we've had a lot of sports stars that have been very humble. So that's really why we started. We're enjoying what we do with this one.
So next question, Gav. Which player would you like to sign for Newcastle from the top 4?
Well, to be fair, right, if Newcastle get taken over, we're going to be the richest club in the world, so I'm not too worried. We'll just buy everyone and everyone can go and get stuffed, and Newcastle will be champions. Not like Man U, because they're, No, top stars, which I would really like to buy. I'd like De Bruyne in midfield for Newcastle and Aguero up front. Basically, De Bruyne is absolutely amazing. Passing range, different, as you said, different gravy. Breaks play down, can score loads of goals and can create loads of chances and assists. So De Bruyne and Aguero, I just love him. He's small, he's compact, and he just scores goals. He's a machine. I love the bloke.
There was one moment I remember, and that was Aguero.
Yeah, and that will never leave my heart. That was when they beat QPR in the last, or drew with I think they beat QPR, didn't they? 3-2. I think it was 3-2. I'm not too sure. But that moment of Aguero scoring was absolutely amazing. So they're the 2 players that I would take.
So Gav, being a PE teacher in schools, obviously you have your main sport, which is football. Which sport, other than football, do you enjoy teaching?
I love teaching boxing. I love teaching boxercise. I love teaching cricket. I love cricket. I love tennis. I love athletics. So there's four that I can honestly say that I really do love. As I tell my children, never be a one-trick pony, because in life, if you just play football and you ever want to sort of like progress to anything, you should never ever stay to that same sport. Give yourself plenty of options, children, and make sure you move up from there.
So next question, Gav. If you couldn't support Newcastle, like they wasn't a team, which team would you end up supporting?
Well, to be fair, Harvey, I fell in love with Real Madrid many years ago, when you had Zidane, Carlos there, and you had Beckham there. You had all the stars there, Figo, all of them.
And then Ronaldo.
And then of course my favourite player ever to grace the land of football is Cristiano Ronaldo. He made me fall in love with it even more. So for me, it would be Real Madrid, because I'd love to one day, hopefully, when I do actually get a break, I would love to go to the Bernabeu and watch an El Clasico there. Premiership. It's a pretty strange one now. I don't want to say Liverpool, I really don't, but I would say Chelsea. I love Chelsea. I've been to the Bridge many a times to watch the football. I love the atmosphere. I love the people down there. So Chelsea would be my Premiership team.
What football team and rugby team do you support?
So for me, rugby is a really, it's a proper men's game. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, I've got Tom Wood on. England and Saints captain, what a player, and what, for me it would be the Saints and it would be England. They're the only two. I do love watching a bit of rugby. I do like coaching it, I would say, a little bit, because for me, tag rugby, not too sure on tag rugby. I do think kids should learn the game of tackling a lot younger, but that's just me saying who's not a rugby player. But so for me, Saints and England.
And obviously your football team is
Newcastle, yes.
Team. So Gav, your next question is about your job. So any tips for part-time coaches working whilst doing a day job to really push to full-time?
So the way I did it many years ago, when I first, well, it's 10 years ago now, I used to work at Northampton Town Centre of Excellence, and what I used to do there is I used to work and do little snippets there, and then basically I used to drive big articulated lorries because the money was good, and then what I used to do is I used to do all the early mornings runs, so I'd be going around London at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then what I'd do is I'd get back down to sort of like, or up to Northampton, for around about 2:30 every day. So really what I did was, first of all, I started doing the after school clubs, building them gradually as I went on to make my business. And then as soon as I knew it was the time to move on, then I basically packed in the part-time and then made it full-time, because if I look at the bigger picture here, it is so tiring to get that balance and try and do that every single day like I did for a year or 2 years. So really what you need to do is basically keep working your full-time, gradually start looking at times when you can finish, and then all of a sudden, once you're ready, boom, take the go. And I've never looked back since.
So Gav, since I've been working with you, I've learnt a lot about boxing and different boxers and stuff.
Yeah.
What is your favourite boxer?
So my favourite boxer that absolutely made, well, I can only say this because me and my best mate Simon Thompson, we used to watch this lad, and he kept us up every single Saturday night while he fought in America. Now, for me, Mike Tyson was just unbelievable. I loved all my fighters through the 80s, Leonard, Hearns, Hagler, but to be fair, this man was just unbelievable. Dynamite, Mike Tyson. He was just a different class, different gravy. Every time he was in that ring, it was just pure excitement. And there was never, ever a time where I didn't love his fights. Maybe towards the end where he weren't too bothered, but when he first come on the scene, when he was champion, and he first started champion when he had Customato and Kevin Rooney, that he was just, I've never seen anything like it. So Mike Tyson for that.
And also, question from me
Yeah.
is, what do you think about Tyson Fury?
I love Tyson Fury. I think he's a different breed. I think the difference with Tyson Fury, I used to box when I was a kid. So how I look at Tyson Fury is he's clever, he's smart, he's witty. He likes to play mind games. He's got a great jab. And I just like him as a fighter. He's very awkward. I think AJ, I'm not too sure, may struggle against him because if Fury's dancing around, popping out a jab and then in and out, you just don't know. But that's why I think they've done a 2-fight deal. So if one does lose, they can always regain that kind of credibility. So there you go.
So Gav, what is your favourite film at the moment?
Oh, wow. To be fair, I absolutely love action-packed films. I'd love to be able to be that person that went upstairs and watched a chick flick with my wife, but that never happens. It's never going to happen. I like action-packed films. I like films that are blowing up, explosions, and or a good thriller. But John Wick, Keanu Reeves, unbelievable. I've watched all of them John Wicks. They absolutely blew me away. And they are my favourite films.
I mean, you know what's funny is whenever I'm on the phone to you, you always say, "Oh, watch this new film, what I've just watched." And I'm always thinking, how does he enjoy films so much?
I love it. That's my time for relaxation. Talking about last night, I watched some Pay Cut last night, and it was absolutely brilliant. So I do like my action packs. As I said, I'm not a chick flick man. I wish my wife obviously would love me to be that, but I'm really sorry, it's never going to happen.
And then also, what about your favourite sporting films?
Favourite sporting films is Rocky. I must admit, as a kid, he changed the way of I fought, the way I changed, in the sense of training. I'm only going to say this if people listen to this, like most boys, if they ever watched Rocky, would have known that kind of changed your life, because the training and the whole film and the music just to get you up and training, that changed my life as a kid, and that kind of pushed me towards a little bit of the boxing and of course my father, but Rocky on that one.
So Gav, I've been with you for nine months, I think, since September.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about your job?
So I enjoy about my job is that it's basically outside. It's a very hard thing for me to be sitting inside. I do like to be outside. I love coaching children. Coaching has always been, when I first found this, I started with my son at a little club called Billing United many moons ago, and my son was 8, he's now 23. So for me, what I love about this job is being, teaching the children, progressing children, making children fitter, and just basically teaching sport. I mean, I get up every morning, it's never a chore. I think in the last 10 years, I've had 2 days off. I know it's my business, I understand that, but I just love it. I absolutely love it. I love being out, I love, as I said to you, I love my sports, and I just love teaching the kids, and as a teacher, there's nothing more rewarding.
And then what about your football teams? How did that come along?
So my football team started in 2013 with Louis and Johnny Sharman, and to be fair, it's been absolutely amazing. We've gone up to 16 teams, and we started in, like I say, in 2013, and basically from 2013 up to 2020, we've never had a year where we haven't won a trophy or a league. I have got a few here that of what we've won: League Cup winners medals, more winners medals, league winners medals, and this here, that one there, there's loads, and this one here is very special to me because that one there is the Midland Junior Premier League. We went into that 2 years ago. I had a very good manager and a very good team, Jason Burnham, and we went and we won the MJPL first year, absolutely outstanding. No one's ever done it in Northampton, around Northamptonshire. And then this medal here, again, this was given to us. I had my under-10s compete. They were the second team to go into the Midlands. And basically, right, they got to a final. Then, as I said, coronavirus hit us, and then everything fell apart. But hopefully now, future coming in the next few months, we can get back to playing football.
And also, what about your girls team? So they have come on so far. I've been with you and Joe Scully.
Yeah, so my girls team last August couldn't even kick a football. They could not kick a football. And then we trained them so hard. I've got a brilliant coach called Joe Scully. She's played for Notts Forest, Fulham, Luton. She's played top of the game, and she's an outstanding coach. Me just decided, because as I said, I'm a UEFA B PE teacher. I've got loads of qualifications in different sports. So for me, as I said, the girls team have been outstanding. They got to the county final last year, and as I said about Corona, it come along and void it all. So, but you know, this coming season, you never know. So we'll just have to see.
So we are now coming to the end, Gav. Last question: what do GLK do, and how many schools have you got? So
we have 46 primary schools. We have 16 gymnastics clubs. We have 16 football teams. We have Saturday clubs, holiday clubs, one-to-one sessions, goalkeeping sessions, and we're really, really going strong. With the gymnastics side of it is absolutely huge. My wife used to be a junior national champion, so she's really good. And basically, right, I think we've just been given a few more schools and all, because of what we've been doing through lockdown. You know, I think we deliver a great service for the children. We actually get down onto their level and have fun and make it fun. And then if you look at the other side of it, we make sure while they're having fun, they're being taught properly. I absolutely adore what I do. I've got some great coaches that like go around: Jordan, Jack, Harvey, Ethan, you know, and so for my side of the stuff. And basically, right, yeah, we go into the schools and the kids absolutely love us when we turn up. And the only reason why that is because we make it very fun. And as I said, with my wife has been, we've got into schools and all, into primary schools. We've won massive competitions like county for football and gymnastics. And like you say, it is such a pleasure. And as it says on my GLK academies, securing your child's future in sport. I want to see healthy children. I don't want to see them stuck on the Xbox. But I will say this, right, yeah, hopefully now we're progressing more as the months move on, and we can move into a much more brighter future, get the kids back out. Hopefully coronavirus, we can keep ourselves on top of this, and we can get to where we want to be, where we were last time. So that's it.
Pleasure interviewing Gav. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to GLK Academies. Thanks for watching.
Make sure you do. Okay, I shall be after you. See you later.